What's up, everybody? Welcome back. All right, so I was off last week getting things organized, and I have one big announcement before we get into the cards. My new membership, which I've been teasing, is officially live with all the details. So the name of the membership is The Underground. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's not for everybody. It's not mainstream. It's an exclusive space. It's going to be by application only and very curated intentionally, but all the details are up now. So applications are going to be opening June 15th in about 2 weeks. So if you're not on the wait list, get on there, and just know that the only way to even get an invite is through the wait list, because the application link won't even be on my website. Everything's being gate kept for very specific reasons. So if you're interested, check it out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be irreverent. It's not going to be like, I haven't seen anybody doing what I'm going to be doing per the usual. So let's get into the cards. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm Buddhist, but I'm very spicy, and I don't fit in any boxes, and I needed a space that I wanted to be in, and I haven't seen it, I mean, other than my own Buddhist community, but even there, I'm definitely on the fringe, I'm always on the fringe of stuff. So I created a space that I would have wanted to join. All right, so let's get into the cards. I got challenge cards, advice cards, and we're gonna start with underneath the deck. We're getting, interestingly, the playfulness card in the reverse. I really feel like people need to lighten the fuck up. I mean, I need to always remind myself of that, and I just think the spiritual community on a whole could lighten up so much. You can still do very deep work, but if you're not laughing, no thank you. So we're getting Lolita, the red goddess, and it says, playfulness is a spiritual power, laughter leads me back to the light. But she's reversed right now, so you're definitely probably having trouble accessing playfulness and, again, that lightness. But under there is the saint of true freedom, also reversed. So you might be feeling stuck in a situation. I mean, it says, love is what sets me free. I'm married to my own soul. Like, you could be stuck if you're in a relationship, for example. Like, if it's a literal situation, like a marriage, you could be feeling trapped. You're not having fun there. It is not playful. It's probably the opposite of that. Or maybe there's another situation in your life where you're feeling limitations and it's not feeling joyful. It feels really heavy or burdensome. But Spirit is trying to lead you back to the light. All right, so with the King of Cups, our friend, that's always coming up, we're getting Five of Wands. Yeah, see how there's these two like legacy finance cards right after each other, 9 and then the 10. This is the 9, and then this is the card that comes right after it. The 9 is a card about being self-reliant and abundant on your own. And then the 10 of Pentacles is like a legacy card of sharing wealth and abundance with others, like long-term stability type of thing. Now, these are both reversed. So Saint of True Freedom reversed and feeling like things are not fun lately, to put it bluntly, could be kind of shitty. There is a lot of drama. And because the King of Cups is upright and not reversed, what this is telling me is like, there's a lot of white noise, I think, around you of other people saying what they think is right for you. Because underneath all of these is the Two of Wands. This is like, you need to make a decision that's based in your feelings and your intuition, which only you know. But I'm telling you, I feel there is a lot of commotion energetically around you. You know that if you make the decision that's truest to your heart and that's the most intuitive for you, it's going to upset people. And I think this is part of the reason why you haven't been making it. Not to mention, there must be some type of material limitation or financial issues. Hence the feeling trapped and even mentioning marriage. I don't know. That could be literal. So let's continue. Let's see what else we're getting here. For the challenge cards, yeah, we're getting another thing about, wow, it's what I just said. You're juggling a decision. It is a material world decision, which means it's going to affect your material realm, your home life, your career life, your relationship world, your financial world. It's a choice that you've got to make there. But of course, the challenge is going within. Our Lady of the Interior Life, Teresa of Avila, and it says, I trust the answers I find within me. Only the presence of love is real. But do you know what I mean? That's what I was saying here. Despite the material limitations or whatever's going on, like I said, the fact that these two are reversed, intuitively and emotionally, the King of Cups knows what he wants, like, or she, whoever this is. You know what you want. And the answers are within you. I feel you've already accessed that. I feel like you actually do know. The problem has been actually doing it. Because you just know that it's going to be like a little bit, could be a big shit show, I'm not going to lie. It could be a lot of conflict. But you know what? To have it all, a lot of times, you got to lose it all. You got to like take a big fucking risk. You know what book I'm reading, which is like, I'm very late to the game, but I was at the library and I'm like, I want a new book and I don't want something heavy. I'm reading that book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and to make a long story short, she was like married, had a couple of kids, realized she was actually gay, meets a woman, falls in love, but again, she was like Christian and had all this book deal that was like with a Christian thing and la la la, and turns out she's like totally not, she was living a lie. And you know, it's funny because I had a program named Untamed, but my point is to be wild, so to speak. And that's also why I made my membership, for wild devotion, for spiritual rebels, not for people that follow all the rules and go by the book. That's not everyone's path, right? So her path was to free herself in the book from all of these ideas and limitations and conditions that had been set upon her and, you know, get out of the cage. But she had to lose a lot in order to have the life that was meant for her. And she also knew that if she didn't choose the life that was meant for her, she was going to suffer greatly, more than she was even suffering at the time. So there's some truths that you need to go within yourself, and only you're gonna know. Only you're able to find that truth. But it's gonna require a decision, like a clear, tangible decision. So what's the advice? The advice is, look at what I was just saying about being an outsider, being on the fringe. We got Sarah, queen of the outsiders. This is what I'm saying. I'm picking up this energy of a person like myself. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're here, you resonate with my energy. You're not like everybody else. You feel unconventional in some way. Maybe your beliefs are unconventional. Maybe your life path has been or will be more unconventional. Like I kind of followed a traditional path, and I, you know, went to college, got a degree, went to New York, got a corporate job, worked in sales and marketing for a luxury hotel like Ritz-Carlton. I've had this whole, got married to a very nice guy, and I did all the right things on paper, and it wasn't all bad, but I knew that deep down I was like meant to be on I could feel that I was missing something. I didn't know I was going to be on a spiritual path like this, but I always felt witchy and creative, and like I didn't fit in. Like I had to like cover my tattoos and take out my nose ring to like be at the Ritz-Carlton, and I'm already like, okay, here I am molding myself to something. But I knew that I was an outsider, and I always have been. So when I finally started my own career, I felt it's been extremely hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's been the most challenging thing I've ever done, having this business, but at the same time, it's been the most liberating thing I've ever done. And the same thing about leaving that lifestyle. I left behind the job, I left behind the partnership, I left behind all of it. I literally had to start from zero, basically. And it, like I said, it's been very hard. But at the same time, I don't regret it. I wouldn't want to go back. So it's saying, I've arrived on where I will always be, in love. But this was reversed, I believe. So it's coming with like, stop hesitating. Do you see how all these cards are like in succession? Underneath the deck, we got the 2 of Wands. And here we've got the 3, but it's reversed. It's the next card. You've been sitting with this decision for a very long time. And the clock is ticking, but I also don't feel what's meant for you will miss you. I think it's more a matter of like, you're creating probably more drama and stress and anxiety and issues, hence why this was here underneath the King of Cups, by not making a decision. It's like the stress and the problems are compounding at a rapid rate, is what I'm hearing, due to the lack of a choice. And this is a hard choice to make. It's a tough choice because you're gonna lose things. You're going to upset people. You're rocking the boat, but you're not just rocking the boat. It feels like, to me, epic proportions like Titanic. You're hitting the iceberg. Like if you make this choice to leave something, it probably is very, in some ways, very stable, or very, like it's a secure route. Like if you stay, like you're probably set for life in some ways, but like you won't be happy. You won't be happy. You'll be quote unquote secure, but like security can be a prison. Hence why the book I'm reading, Untamed, she was talking about in the very beginning of the book, there's like a jaguar or something, or a cheetah, I forget, and they're like at the zoo, And the cheetah's like behind a cage, and every single day the person at the zoo comes out and takes like a bunny rabbit or something, and then it like chases it and eats it. And she just thought, like, this wild animal knows exactly what to do. It races to the food, it eats it, it goes back to its cage. Like, it's very depressing, but also she's like, she noticed that it was like stalking along the fence, like in between going back into its cage. And she's like, what would it be like if it just was set free, you know? Like, but it learned how to conform to the routine. So you're wild, you're not meant to be in this fucking cage, but at the same time the cage is full of diamonds and pearls and it's gold encrusted, and you're like, it's safe here and it feels secure and looks good, and again, you might never have to worry about certain things if you stay here, you know? That's why I stayed in a marriage for a while too, because I thought, well, it's a nice person, I don't have to like be stressed. Sorry, my sister is texting me. My sister's about to have a baby, so there's also that, like literally this weekend possibly. So that's in the back of my mind. All right, I'll be seeing her shortly. So anyway, that's what I'm feeling here. I feel like you're just not meant to be, whoever this is, you're not meant to be in a situation where you feel like you're in a cage, but you do feel like you're in a cage. And it, like I said, it's probably a good looking cage. As I said, my job was very stable and secure, and I actually liked parts of it. My relationship, long-term marriage, was very stable, and that person wouldn't have ever left me, even though we weren't aligned. Like, he wouldn't have gone anywhere. I had to be the one. And again, it set us free. You know, my ex got remarried and he's really happy, and we're all on good terms, and I'm very, you know what I mean? Like, it can be like that, but not always. You don't always end on good terms like that, but that's what I'm feeling here. So, well, I didn't get my other oracle cards, so I'm just going to use these. I'm just going to get an overall, where are we at for time? Give me a sec. Oh, good. It's short. I want to keep this short. I'm just going to get like 2 overall cards to sort of wrap this up. So, oop, there's one. Okay. Yeah, that's a card about endless, like limitless possibilities, but it's reversed. And then, okay, the High Priestess reversed. We're getting Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless, but right now this is in the reverse. And then we're getting the High Priestess and Aduana. I'm one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love, but she's also reversed. So what I'm feeling here is that you're not, and I'll get 2 tarot cards with that. With Pope Joan, we're getting, yeah, look, the Magician in the reverse. In the reverse, sorry. Because look, he's got all the power. He's got the wand, he's got the cups, he's got all the elements, the air element, the fire element, and he's standing here and he's like, I am the bridge between heaven and earth. That's why he's got one finger pointing up and one down. You're the bridge, you're the conduit, you're the channel, you're the creator. But right now you feel like the possibilities are limited, not limitless. And that's just a figment of your imagination. It's actually not. You're afraid because you don't want to lose or deal with the conflict that's going to come with this. But this message is absolutely redundant. I've been getting it over and over and over. And I understand there are places in my life where I'm still taking leaps of faith. I'm still, you know what I mean? Like seeing where I create my own limitations too, where I create ceilings for myself, where I create boxes that don't exist. That's why I'm making a space that's like very much against the grain. And it's not gonna be for everybody, and that's on purpose. So there are way more possibilities than you're currently seeing, but I feel like that's also a way to stay safe, right? It's like an excuse to be like, well, I can't, it's too hard, or the possibilities are limited, because that keeps you comfortable, even though you're not happy. Like this person, the King of Cups is upright, but these 2 material cards are upside down, which is why I think it looks better than it feels, and it's not really as stable as you think it is either. Like, it's not emotionally stable. Could be very volatile, actually, emotionally. So, yeah, look. With the High Priestess reverse, which is about trusting your intuition, that's the 3rd card here. We have another one about going inside the interior world, the High Priestess, and even the King of Cups. So those are 3 cards about being very intuitively aligned and going within yourself and trusting, but we're getting the almost laziness card. Like, you don't want to do the work because it's hard. 8 of Pentacles, you've got to focus on what this card comes before the 9. So we're getting a total succession, and they're all in the reverse. See? 8, 9, 10. But the 8, if you notice, he's here and he's making these pentacles and they're all the same. And he's focused and he's making the same thing, almost like he's on the assembly line. But what this card indicates is that you have to get focused on what you really want, and you have to start taking steps to get there. But you're afraid. You're not taking the steps because you're like, I know if I take like 1 or 2 steps forward, shit's gonna start to come undone already. And then it's gonna happen. And then I'm not gonna be able to control everything, and I'm gonna be unstable, and my world is gonna start to change, and so I'm not doing it. But then it's like you want these miracles to happen, but you're not putting in the work. It's like take 1 step towards the guys that take 100 towards you, but you have to take the steps. Like I said, I have a business, I understand how this works. You have to believe it before you see it. And then you have to like put all your faith behind it, even when you don't have a result. It's not easy. But that's why I have a spiritual practice, and that's why I'm opening up a membership to help people start a spiritual practice, because I can't just convince you that this shit works. You have to do it. I put a lot of testimonials on the page. You're going to see for yourself. Like, these are all people that I've worked with. These are real life results, but like, they had to show up every day and sit on the mat and start to clean up their mind and start to do the inner work, not just the outer stuff. So just one more on 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel also that some of the loss that you'll experience is going to make you feel disappointed in yourself, or you kind of feel like if you, I don't know, it's like when you make this new decision, like people are going to be sad, you're probably going to be sad, there's going to be some grief attached. All is not lost. Like, there's 2 cups standing back here. The 2 of Cups is a beautiful card about reciprocity and mutual, you know, giving and taking emotionally, but you can't see it yet. So it's giving doom scrolling. Like, you're looking at the worst of it, but you're not seeing that the blessing beyond the challenge. And of course, like, that's kind of how it is, you guys. That's why they call it initiations. You know, like what I'm creating with the membership is kind of like a mystery school, because there are certain things that I can't teach online publicly, because with no context, it will make no sense. You have to be ready for some of these deeper spiritual teachings, especially the Buddhist stuff. You know, they have open teachings and they have secret teachings. I'm not doing secret teachings, but I'm just saying that's the path that I'm on. So there's a reason why they're secret. There's a reason why they're not all over the place. Like, people don't understand it yet. So just because you can't see the result doesn't mean that it's not possible. But this is one of the times in your life where you've got to put it on the line. You've got to take that risk in faith. And that's why the spiritual path, these crossroads, these pivotal moments where you have to face your fears. Like I said, that's why I'm reading Untamed. I thought it was timely. I didn't even know fully what it was about, but it's very poignant. You know what I mean? Like, it makes a lot of sense, because she had to walk away from everything. And she said, my husband was also a good father. So it wasn't even like he was a shitty dad. She's like, I had a great father to my children. I wasn't in love with him. He was a good dad, and he provided for them, but I wasn't feeling it. I felt miserable. And then, you know, she had to walk away from a book deal with this Christian whatever, I think, to do this. The book I'm reading, I believe, is the book. And she had a lot of addictions, and she had alcohol addiction, all kinds of shit. Like, she was an addict, and she's just like, why was I an addict? Because I was trying to escape the reality that I'd created that didn't suit me. My soul didn't want to be there. So I feel like that's it. You just have to like face your disappointments and your grief and understand that that comes with it, but all will not be lost. Look, the red lady, and we even got the red, where was she? I don't remember, underneath the deck maybe. The red goddess, we got the red lady to finish, Sekhmet. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving it voice. You're not happy. You're probably very angry underneath about your life and how things have turned out, but that's also because you gave away your power. And the only way to reclaim your fucking power is to do it and face the consequences of what happens when you stop people-pleasing, bending over backwards, and self-abandoning to get your needs met. It will rock the boat in a major way, but I know from personal experience that everything has gotten better as a result of doing this. I'm not saying that I didn't have challenges and, like I said, initiations along the way. I did. We all do. But it's worth it, because then you're going to get what you want. Almost always, because you're not sending mixed messages, because you're not deceiving yourself, you're not deceiving other people anymore. You can't live inauthentically and expect an authentic life. It doesn't work that way. So let me help you get there, you guys. This is like, I love this shit, Because you can honor your anger in a way that's productive. That's why I gave people the purification meditation for the 30-day challenge. That's a Buddhist practice to purify your anger and your negative karma. But you're doing it in a way that also creates positive karma. It's like that it starts to clean up your mind. So I would love to have you inside the underground if it's the right fit. So go ahead and check it out. The link is here. Otherwise, I'm sending you guys so much love. As I said, applications for that are opening on June 15th. The only way to even get the application link is to be on the wait list. You have to be on the wait list. So get on the wait list if you're not already. Otherwise, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.